Hello everyone, sorry for that very slight delay there. We've got people joining in a little before they should, but that's okay. I don't expect things to be too busy tonight given how close it is to Christmas Day, Christmas Eve, and Boxing Day. So, yeah, I believe this is the last Rapid Racing League Australia event for the year. I don't know if it's the last one outright, but yeah, nonetheless, tonight we're repeating what we've done for the last 2 weeks. We're doing a short double header, short quali, two 25% races in Australia and Abu Dhabi respectively, and we are just waiting for more people to roll in. So this is the Rapid Racing League Div 3 finale. Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Feliz Navidad, whatever to everyone. It's been a good year. It's been fun commentating this. It's been fun. Sometimes it's been pretty torturous and pretty unfun, but for the most part, it's been a lot of fun. Even doing casual lobbies with the Div 1 guys and randoms and all that, and even chatting in the Discord lately. It's been a lot of fun. So, yeah, that's that. So we start things off in Australia. The track, I have a love-hate relationship with. I've been there once and I loved it. I hate racing on it in games. I'm not good at this track. That turn 11, 12 complex kills me in particular. I DNF there once. But in Div 2 I finished P2 here, and in Div 1 I finished P9, so I'm clearly okay at it if I'm able to get double points finishes across two divisions. So, anyway. I'll quickly assign seats to people. I mean, we don't have very many people at all, but for the time being, of course, we are going to just kind of be on an intermittent quiet period, I'd say, because we're still waiting for people to join, and we will start at 8:20. I figured I like getting things started early. Can't believe I already haven't mentioned why I like getting things started early, but yeah, basically I just want to get things done around 8 because the lobby's open at 8, and you want to start streaming just a bit before. I don't like to delay that sort of thing. I want to make sure it's as professional as possible. So there we go. Got Urban Growth coming in, consistent performer for Aston Martin. Aston Martin could wrap up the constructors in P2. I think P2 is their best, but they're absolutely fighting for it. As going by what I'm seeing on the Discord. So yeah, that's that. So we've got Greeny in here as well. Our champion, Division 3 champion. If I check the team standings, mathematically he is our champion. And sorry, I was wrong about Aston Martin. Aston Martin could actually win the constructors outright. Actually, they are very much in front. They technically have already won it, but they could absolutely continue that advantage and continue that points gain in these coming races. But yeah, Greeny sealed the championship at Brazil with his win. So Haas driver Greeny will probably go up to Div 2, meaning I won't be able to commentate his racing. He's been a very consistent performer, so congrats to Greeny once again for winning Division 3's title with 2 races to go. Very solid effort there. And P2 and P3 are between the 2 Aston Martin drivers, one of which isn't here yet, so I'm guessing everyone will be joining in at some point, and we'll be going through things. We've got 14 people who've said yes to joining, and 3 have declined. So, we've got plenty of room. It's just dependent on when people can join. Got Hendo joining in the AlphaTauri. I don't think we have another driver in the AlphaTauri. So I was gonna put Pajala in the second AlphaTauri, but we do have another guy in the AlphaTauri. I think it's Bremer. So if I have a quick look, yeah, I'm correct. It is Bremer, and he has appeared in the last 7 consecutive races, 8 or more actually, more than that. So yeah, that's gonna be mildly interesting. I just have to play a little game. Alright, well I may as well check the Twitch chat. Actually, I should have my two phones up here, because sliding between bloody Discord and, what's the other app? Discord. Ah, forgot. And Twitch. There you go, Twitch. Jeez. I'm a clown. I forget these things. I forget very basic things. Again, a wonderful ad. Is there a spot for me? Yes, there. Yeah, currently got 13. I think we've got 3 in reserve, so it's going to be a little tight, but should be doable. Bremer will be joining, so that means that's the AlphaTauri seats gone, so we can't pick the AlphaTauri seats. Yeah, okay, so let's have a quick look at what we've got here. Let's assess our options. Hey, I'll invite Ain't No Kid too. Unless he's not in here tonight. I'm gonna have to have a look. Gotta remember to do that. Some of these profile pictures, man. Alright, back we go. 6 days ago, 1 week ago. I think these are all randos. Yeah, this is McNeil's. Okay. Blast. Where would he be? I have no idea. We'll figure it out. We've got 14 in currently. Giles gone in the AlphaTauri anyway. MG Bottas. He can go into the Red Bull. And we're going to free Alpine. I think Kirko's joining. I'll double check real quick. Attendance, let's see if... Don't see his name there, Hardwidge is though. Hoping Pajala goes to the Williams, because we kind of low-key need him. Lobby is open now. So yeah, Pajala, if you can, mate, please go to the Williams. Because that's Bremer's. Bremer has typically been the AlphaTauri driver. I know you want to be teammates with Hendo, and I understand that, but yeah, go to the Williams for now. And what does that give us? What's his name? Guy who added me recently. Apologies for the delays. There's a surprising amount of technical things that need to be done to, well, just trying to, because we don't know who's exactly joining and who's not. Because some people will say, yeah, they are in the attendance thing in our Discord, and then won't show up. So it's a little hard to get everything in order. Although, given it is the last race of the season, I'm half tempted to just go, fuck it, just first come, first serve. If you miss out, well, unfortunately it is what it is. We have Rango Killer in the Ferrari, okay, so that's that. Yeah, Bremer needs his seat Pajala. Okay. Hardwidge should be joining too. My guess is soonish. We're gonna wait. We've got 2 out of 16 people ready. We should be starting now-ish, but if we have people join mid-session, the game's just gonna colossally crap itself. So we ideally want to make sure we can get as many people in before we start this session, for obvious reasons. But yeah. It is what it is. We just gotta wait. Alright, 18 people. We got... Okay, I guess Bremer's gone in the rooms. Oh, shit. Frengo kill it. Oh, my cat's now getting in the fucking way. No, come on, cat, get out of the way. No. Move. I don't want my cat getting in the bloody way of my TV when I'm trying to look. My cat does that. Okay, Rango Killer has to go into the Alfa Romeo instead. Okay. That should solve that. Basically, once that's done and dusted, we should be good to go. I need to get my cat out of this room because he keeps getting in the way of the TV. As much as he is adorable and gigantic and fluffy, he needs to get out of the way. he needs to move. Alright. I suspect no one else is joining, so we should be all good to go. Ready up. Don't expect anyone else to be joining at this point in the session, and if they do, well, game's gonna crap itself. I'm gonna have to create another friggin' lobby. But I now know how lobbies work a little bit better compared to last, I guess. Who we... 10 seconds left. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Yeah. So, It is bucketing, and we've started the session. Or maybe not. Don't know what we're waiting on, but we're waiting on something. Hello? Game? Did I preemptively jinx that by saying rip in the chat? I think I did. I hope F1 2022 is better, but apparently the rumor goes is that the guys who worked on F1 2019 are better with QA than the guys in 2018 who developed 2020, which we know was buggy. But we're here anyway, so it's not a big deal. Crisis has been averted. I'm just going to finish off this cheesecake really quick. And no one wants to hear me eat. But fortunately, given it is full wets, apparently, it'll be a very long time until we have an outlap. So I'll just eat, and I'll be right back. Full wet. Okay, I'm back. And I just saw a message from one of our Div 3 drivers saying it's full wet but dry for the race. So basically this is a thing of, I mean, in my experiences anyway, and I don't think this is necessarily the case with everyone, but I can drive pretty well on a wet setup, and sorry, the word I should be saying is I can drive pretty well on a dry setup in the wet. And I generally don't have a lot of problems. Here's our champion for Division 3, Greenie. Congratulations to him, once again, out on the full wets, heading down the dreaded turn 11-12 complex. That is a nightmare in the dry, probably a little easier in the wet, given you're not approaching it nearly as quick, but still a very concerning corner nonetheless. Yellow flag in Sector 2, it is a Williams, it is War Machine. Has he accumulated any damage on his car? He appears to have not, thankfully. He appears to have gotten away rather nicely with that. We're going to go on board with Greenie here. This is a very tricky right-hander to get correct, as we see him nail that apex quite nicely, actually, and hit the exit quite wonderfully. But you got to be really careful on the throttle application out of turn 2, because you can easily slip and lose the rear in the dry. Burps aren't typically a part of my commentary. I've just had a bit to eat. But yeah, it's a very tricky track in the dry, and I can't imagine how much of a pain it is to get through this track on full wets. As I stated before, I like driving wet tracks with dry setups. I'm kind of a madman like that. And the fact that they work probably implies that my dry setups probably aren't quite right. There's probably something I've done wrong. But Greenie is well and truly far ahead of anyone else. We've got a Haas that's spun into the water. It can't be Greenie because we've just seen Greenie. It is likely I'm a bird. We're going to go back. We're going to see if he's got any front wing damage on his car. He appears to have actually avoided that, so good effort there from him to avoid damaging as Greenie goes purple in the middle sector and avoids invalidating through that dreaded complex of corners. And now it's for probably the easiest part of the track, the Sector 3 section, which is just three right-handers, and a left-hander. It's pretty easy. Braking zones are rather generous, there's plenty of runoff, the track's a bit wider through here. Generally, you can't really go wrong through here. You can definitely run a bit deep going into this part of the track in particular, but as you head down the final corner, he nearly loses the rear there. It's gently dishing out pressure on the throttle, on the trigger there, or pedal, depending on if he's a wheel user or a controller user. And he sets the first timed lap of a 1:39.1. We've got two Ferraris behind him, RNG Salty, Stroker Racer duo, the Ferrari duo. They've done well, they're a good midfield duo. Let's see what Stroker Race can do with a lap here. like it's going to be in the 141s. It's going to be a 140.5. As we're going to see RNG Salty behind him set a 139.9. So Greeny set a pretty impressive lap there, if I say so myself. Perks goes fast as a 136.4, and Edmo also does a 136.4. So nearly identical times from the pace setters at the McLaren team in Division 3. Those two are super close. You couldn't have it any closer between those two if you tried. As this your boy here, it's a 138.0. So as Bremer goes third fastest in the AlphaTauri with a 136.7. And we've got the two AMG drivers of Bottas and Hamilton there on track. Keep an eye on the timing boards because I'm seeing an AlphaTauri across the... That's probably Hendo. So we've got Bremer, who's likely slowed down a bit to let traffic through, I'd say. There's plenty of traffic in the Sector 1. This track's actually surprisingly narrow to deal with. This War Machine set to 2:01.9, so I suspect that's definitely a banker lap, considering how much slower that is in the rest of the field. Although him and Bird are getting a little bit too close for comfort there. In the real season, you'd often see these two racing side by side each other, with Latifi and Schumacher, for example, but Bird's not really getting out of the way there, but he does by virtue of braking a little too late, but War Machine nearly loses the rear there. So we're going to go back on board with Greeny, who I believe is improving, and he does improve significantly with a 138.2. Now, with wet quali, the rule of thumb is that, Greeny nearly loses it there, but the rule of thumb is that you stay out there, you load up the car with fuel, and you get the tyres warmer so they're more comfortable around the track, and you get them to generally adapt as Stroker Ace goes nearly 2/10 quicker there on his previous lap. I believe Stroker Ace improved a little bit too, actually, because he's now in the 138.3s. He's 2 seconds quicker than his teammate, as War Machine goes 17 seconds quicker in the first sector alone, so that should put him a bit more closer with everyone else, as we only have one Mercedes currently, and that is Mad Dog out on his first outlap, I believe. Yes, it is. JDM sets the time good enough for P7, a 138.9. But as I was saying, so basically you just run for as long as you can. Oh, that's a tricky corner to get right, that one. Pajala sets the 9th fastest time of a 142.5, so he's probably playing the long game. As I'm finally going to state, you fuel up the car quite a bit, and you just go around. Get those tyres warm, find the lines. You'll get quicker over time, guaranteed, as we see War Machine there nearly losing at the second last corner. Him and Bird have been way too close. These two have been way too close for each other's comfort. It's not been too good, as Rengo Killer sets 149.4 and Hendo sets a 149.1. War Machine and Bird set nearly identical times of 144.6 and 7 respectively, as we see, I believe, Urban Growth sets the 4th fastest time of a 137.7, as Bremer's already retired from session. So he's super confident in that time, only being 3/10 off the pace setters, as Edmo goes 3/10 quicker in the second sector there. So Edmo's got more to prove here. The Div 3 driver, who should probably be in Div 2 with that pace. His qualifying pace has been ridiculous in the few races he's been with us. He's joined us late in the season, and he's been rapid, to say the least. He's got pole on quite a few occasions, actually. I think he's gotten pole on at least half the events that I've been commentating since his debut in Division 3. We're going to see what he sets. He sets a 135.6, so he's nearly a second up on his teammate. He's just exiting pit lane now. We see the two McLaren side by side. Not necessarily side by side, but nice and adjacent there on the camera, heading into turn 1 and turn 2. Just throw another car set of time there. Mad Dog sets a 139.1. See Pajala slower in the second sector. I suspect, given how high his ERS levels are, he might be improving. Yeah, he does improve. He sets a 139.8. So decent lap there. Kind of on the cusp of that top 10. The top 10 entry, the entry for the top 10 is just basically a 139 flat. You need to get there to get in there at this point, and there's quite a few cars still kind of just waiting there in the wings. We're going to see Rengo Killer set a time that's good enough for P9. He sets a 138.4. So decent outing. I believe that is his first, this is his debut in Div 3 actually. So decent effort there from him on his 4th lap. Set a time good enough for 9th. Of course, they don't need to worry about wet weather strategies here because the race itself will be dry, which is rather amusing to me, but you know, it is what it is. You see a couple of other cars crossing the line. I believe we saw, I'm just going through, there's a whole section of cars that has just crossed the line there. Bird's invalidated. I think Greeny's going back out for another one. Yeah, he is absolutely going back out for another one. Bird's not too far behind him. So we've got Rengo Killer slow. MG Hamilton gets past him there. in the Alpine. I haven't put AMG Hamilton in the Mercedes yet, but then again, Bottas is in a Red Bull, and Hamilton sets the fastest first sector there, so that's a decent effort from him. It's showing promise already. Absolutely sending that car on the inside line there. He's absolutely using the track to its absolute maximum. We've got yellow flags in every sector apparently, which is rather interesting. I'm going to go back on board with Itsy Boy. I missed this, but yeah, I saw the movement in the timing boards, and yeah, Itsy Boy here goes third fastest with a 1:36.5. So very decent effort there from him to pull that Aston Martin up into P3. They have technically won Constructors. They can absolutely win the Constructors this weekend. Or tonight. I shouldn't say this weekend. I should learn to stop saying this weekend, because these races only last about 40 minutes in total. But weekend is just something we're just so used to saying, because Formula 1 is urban growth is likely warm on an out lap, or on a banker lap, as JDM loses it! Yeah, he mounted a bit too much curb there. He's going to be awkwardly on track there, but it doesn't look like he has much. Oh, never mind. I'm completely wrong. He's covered in... There's tons of traffic coming his way. AMG Hamilton sets the fourth fastest time of a 1:36.6. So Bremer's time, while impressive, his premature retirement from the session has lost him 2 potential positions there. Had he kept improving, or maybe he just felt like he couldn't improve from that. I've had laps like that. My lap at Abu Dhabi last night, that got me P7. Felt like I couldn't improve from that. That was absolutely perfect for me. And then one of my good friends, who does 0.3 faster, says his lap was horrible. You know, I guess you just take your personal victories. You don't gauge yourself on what others think about their own laps. If you thought your lap was good, you think your lap is good. It's as simple as that. Hendo dives very deep there. He's set the 8th fastest time. That's another driver I haven't noticed who's gone straight up the leaderboard there. Set a 1:37.9. Put himself into the top 10. So now the entry to get into the top 10 is in the 1:38.3s. I've got my cat trying to sit on that same bloody spot that he was at before. No, you can't move there. See any cars? We've got a Red Bull. I believe that's Hardwidge. Oh, we've got Bottas spinning on the last corner there. So, getting those tyres nice and hot before the proper lap, although he's going straight back into the pits. So he might be doing a... might just be starting from the back, doing the first thing. Seeing plenty of cars in the pits now with 6 minutes left to go. I don't think people will be coming out on inters just yet. That track looks super wet. And you can tell from the rain streams as we see Hunter Hardwidge go P2 with a 1:36.2. So he's wedged himself in between the 2 pace-setting McLarens and spins! Oh, and he keeps his car in one piece. God, he was so lucky there to keep that car in one piece and to not rid himself of an amazing position there in qualifying. P2. Fantastic effort there. On board with AMG Hamilton losing it as well. So it looks like it's gotten worse. You see, if this was Michael Massey, he would already red flag this, because this is apparently too dangerous. Although he let Lance Stroll out on the middle of the track at one of the fastest straights on the calendar for like half a lap. Then had to be told there had to be a red flag. So, you know, take that for what you will. I'm a Bird and War Machine haven't improved out of their 144 brackets yet. They have not been able to set times to get closer to the massive group that is the 135 to 138 group. The whole, basically, 1st to 14th is separated by about 3/10 here. Oh, what on earth was that? I just saw I'm a Bird get in the way of AMG Hamilton there. That is not on. Don't know what I'm a Bird was thinking, but he got in the way. Didn't move out of the way for AMG Hamilton, who was on a flying lap, and sadly AMG Hamilton now has massive front wing damage. So that doesn't look too good on Armour Bird's end for that incident. There's no way you can defend yourself from that one. That was very bad by Armour Bird. I absolutely agree. That was not on. Don't know what he was thinking. Maybe he wanted to back off, but he can't really back off on that line. And the line through that part of the track is where he braked. So unless he thought AMG Hamilton would just drive around him or something, I don't know. But either way, very silly maneuver there. And we've still got Umberbird and War Machine unable to improve and get into that bracket. We've got Stroker Ace. I don't know if he's crashed out. We've got a yellow flag in Sector 3, mind you, but that's because of an Alfa Romeo. It could be Rango Killer, it could be JDM. It is JDM. Currently mowing the lawns. Very lucrative job, believe it or not. As we see Salty lose it just further north of us. So he was very lucky to not accumulate any damage on his car there, as JDM's teammate, Rango Killer, is not far behind him in the other Alfa Romeo. It's apparently done 11 seconds quicker, which would put him on pole by like at least 5 seconds, but we all know that this game can't count properly. So you see AMG Bottas, the other Mercedes driver, in a Red Bull, as he was in... Oh, and he loses it! Loses it. He mounts that curb just a little bit too much. The inside curb is absolutely horrendous in the dry. It's, yeah, torturous in the... Is JDM on dial-up tonight? Maybe. Looks alright to me. Maybe it's just my internet. Oh, hang on. It looks like my internet. Oh, dear. Wait, no, I'm using... Oh, that's... Okay. I just realised what's going on there. I'm using my phone, which is using Wi-Fi to stream. And that might be on my end. I do apologise for the very rapid reduction in quality there. I'm going to go back on Twitch for a second, just figure out if it's recovered or not. I'm going to get an advert though for a bit, so I'm going to get a high quality advert. Yeah, I'm going to get a high quality advert. Right, what other times have been... We've got Mad Dog currently P7, I didn't see that. I do apologise for missing that, but that's a very good effort there from Mad Dog. Greenie is out on another lap. We've got yellow flags across 2 sectors on the track, and one of them is a Red Bull that is slowed down. AMG Bottas has been disqualified from session. Don't know what he's done wrong there. Looks okay to me. Oh, he's stuck on the sausage curb. That is incredible bad luck. He's stuck on that sausage curb. We're going to go back on board with Edmo, who might set another quality lap. We don't know just yet. Stream quality looks okay on my end. Please let me know if the stream quality does crap itself. And I'm back on board with JDM sitting in the lap. Rango Killer gets ahead of JDM. The barrier to get into the top 10 is ever shrinking. It is now in the 137 range, as we saw with Hendo setting the benchmark time to get into. As Umberbird retires from session, having improved, but only by a second, into the 143.7. So we're going to see what War Machine can do. He's on an outlap, and he can definitely improve on that time. We're going to see if Pajala can improve. We've got plenty of cars out. In fact, we only have 3 in the garage right now, I'm pretty sure. Or no, we might have everyone in the garage. In fact, I think most of the cars that are in that pit graphic are actually cars that have retired from session. We're going to see what... Is Greenie crossing the line to start? No, he's actually gone slower. So I'm guessing he's likely on a fresh set. I'm going to actually have a quick look at that. Oh, God, he's wrestling that car around. Yeah, he's on a fresh set. And that's going to affect your performance a bit because they don't have the heat in them. Yeah, we are going to ride on board with War Machine for his hot lap. Let's see what he can do. He's gently caressing the car through the last 2 corners. It's a very treacherous track out there right now. Absolutely bucketing with rain. I love the detail in the rain. Looks like something I actually would have driven through or stared out my window of back in my home. So we see Hunter Hardwidge, likely DNF from session. So he's DNF from P2. I don't know if he'll stay in P2, but that was an incredible lap there from him. So we're going to quickly go back on board with Edmo, who is quicker. He's gone purple in Sector 1. Hendo's gone P3 and has still got likely more to say, although he's invalidated his lap, so we know he doesn't. But P3 is a mighty lap there from Hendo. We're on board with Perks, who's setting 130.40s going into the last corner, so I don't think he's going to improve, unfortunately. It's your boy, he hasn't improved either. Pajala has crashed, has front wing damage. It's your boy, he nearly loses control of the car. But AMG Hamilton slowing down. Perks stays 4th fastest. War Machine has not improved, and in fact has invalidated his lap. Give us your best call. What is it, who will win? I'd say Hardwidge or Edmo, to be honest. Maybe even it's your boy here. Maybe even the Aston Martins. But we're on board with JDM, who is improving. We're looking down below to see if any other cars can improve. Greenie stays 10th fastest, just a fraction slower than his personal best. So those fresh, full wet tyres, not proven to be enough for him. We're going to go on board with Mad Dog and see what he can do. Oh, he's run very deep into that. But he's going to hit the apex quite nicely, and the exit of this apex rather nicely. He's got to go full beans for this. See if it improves. He does not improve. It's just by a fraction. So we have AMG Hamilton in the wall. He's not going to improve. And Edmo, I don't think improved. Fascinatingly enough, he actually didn't improve. Well, War Machine has invalidated his lap, unfortunately, so I can't really call it, unfortunately. He invalidated it, and that's that. He will start P16 because Bird does have that penalty from slamming into the back of AMG Hamilton. That's roughly it. We've got It's Your Boy here doing celebratory donuts, which I believe he already did in Division 2. So he's just very happy to celebrate. Can't blame him for being whimsical. I'm going to be waiting on him to finish. He's currently 5th and cannot improve. He's just flexing his drifts. We're going to go on board and just watch him drift. Ideally, the drift should be at Abu Dhabi, but you know what? We can have him here. We can have a little here. And he's just going to nearly crash into the remaining Haas of Greeny there. So, yeah, It's Your Boy here needs to finish up. McLaren going past. Jeez! Can you imagine if those cars weren't ghosted? That would have been one hell of an accident. He hasn't damaged his front wing, which actually really impresses me, because he did hit that wall with some decent velocity. There's the stuff. There you go. So, session's over. Short quali's over. Second last race of the season will now start very shortly. What accent does Stort sound like it's from? I think that's Scottish or something. I don't know. Anyway, we've got Edmo on pole by a whopping 0.6 of a second. Further down is Hunter Hardwidge, Hendo, Perks, It's Your Boy here, AMG Hamilton, Bremer, Urban Growth, Mad Dog, and Greeny. Those are your top 10. Further down the field, we've got RNG Salty, Dr. JDM, Rango Killer, Rapid Pajala, Stroker Race, I'm a Bird with a 5-place grid penalty for slamming into the back of AMG Hamilton, War Machine, and AMG Bottas. So you can see here, top 11, or top 12, are kind of roughly within 2 seconds of each other. So, very good effort there from the McLaren duo to go 1st and 4th. Aston Martins are left a little lacking in 5th and 8th, but it is wet weather and it is treacherous, and of course the race is dry, so things could absolutely change there. So we'll see who prevails in that. Hendo's starting in the second row for AlphaTauri and his teammate in P7. Those two have been traditionally very close, but Hendo's got the upper hand on him there in qualifying. Very impressive effort. Now, we'll wait. Don't know what happened to my voice there, but anyway. And I'll check the Discord real quick, just in case something came up. Yeah, fucking It's Your Boy, he's burnout. That was a good meme, that one. Go to Div 1. Is that an insult? Come on. You've seen me in my mediocrity. I can get points. Sometimes. I also get the most P11 finishes of anyone. I'm apparently Antonio Giovinazzi. I mean, I have the long hair. I don't have the Italian background. So we've got 5 lights now. There's no formation lap. The race just gets started. And here we go. We're underway. That McLaren in front is very eager to get underway. It's super eager. It's shaking like crazy. And it takes the lead going into turn 1. Comfortably in the lead, if I say so myself. Hendo got a wonderful start there to get into P2. We're going to go further back in field to see if there's anyone with car damage. Looks like everyone's gotten around for the first 2 corners cleanly. Excellent stuff by everyone there. So, Edmo currently leads as we're going to see some overtaking attempts heading down into turn 3. It's a very popular overtaking spot further down there, but this part of the track is very treacherous. You run too wide here, you're going to run off into the grass. You run too deep, your car mounts, and you spin into the curbs. As we see a Williams spun, it is War Machine. And RNG Salty's lost plenty of places along with Rango Killer. we're going to see positions changed. Yeah, we've seen massive position changes there. As we see AMG Hamilton losing tons of places further down the field. I believe something's up there with his car, although the Red Bull there of AMG Bottas got pushed wide there, so plenty of chaos further back of field. AMG Hamilton has lost 7 places. Our biggest gains are I'm a Bird and JDM respectively gaining 4 places each on this first lap, although JDM's 4th position gained is under threat by the Mercedes of Mad Dog, who continues alongside him going into this wonderful track. They're about to go 3 wide through here, actually, as Bremer gets ahead of Mad Dog. Oh, and that was super close through there. That could have been very risky there. As Armorbird and Rango Killer have penalties, there's a big collision further back. Edmo currently sets the fastest lap. Don't know what happened there, but War Machine will quickly gain some places as a result of that incident there. I don't know what happened between Armorbird and Rango Killer, but it didn't look too good. Rango Killer's still trying to get his car back on track. So now on board with Edmo. He's 1.6 seconds ahead of Hendo, who's had a wonderful start there to get ahead of Perks. Hardwidge has fallen back a few places, but is still comfortably in the top 5. The 2 Aston Martins are 5th and 6th respectively. Further down the field we've got Bremer. Greeny making a wonderful move there on JDM, as well as Mad Dog. So JDM loses 2 places there, as we have a spinner of Urban Growth. So he's spun on those curbs of death. Now he's down way back down in P14 as a result of that, so that's a massive loss for him there. And he could lose P2 in the drivers as a result of that. As we see Pajala and JDM with contact, although JDM is lagging like crazy, so apparently that just kind of happened in a void, and the contact gave JDM superpowers to gain like 5 positions, apparently. I think he's he is lagging. Oh, and we've got a Red Bull spinning around. No front wing to account for. Fortunately, he is ghosted, although I'd advise cars get out of the way anyway. Wow. That could have been a very big accident there. So unfortunately, it's gone all wrong for the Red Bulls. As we see more yellow flags further down the field. I believe the second Ferrari of RNG Salty's had another incident. So we've got Armorbird and Rango Killer. We've got Edmo setting, and Hendo setting the fastest lap in response. So Hendo is catching up. He's catching up very quickly there to Edmo there. Got RNG Salty with a 3-second time penalty. As Hardwidge goes into the pits to replace that broken front wing. He's lost 11 places since lap 1. So he's lost a lot of positions there through mostly no fault of his own, if I say so myself. AMG Bottas in the points. As we see a ghosted Mercedes-Benz of Mad Dog gifting places to people who are gaining a lot of places. Pajala and AMG Bottas, 6 and 8 respectively. They have gained the most, along with JDM, who's currently running P5, although his internet is super laggy, so it's actually hard to tell what position he's in, but I'm going to go and assume he's in P5 right now, which is a mighty performance from him there, if that is true, and his internet is not crapping out completely. Hendo actually took the lead. I can't believe I missed that. Hendo did take the lead off this race at one point, and he's gained a massive gap. About as big of a gap as actually Edmo actually has lost more than 1 position, so Perks P2. Hard to see, because it's usually, you always see the McLarens in 1st and 2nd. You usually just don't pay attention to who's 1st or 2nd, because you just see McLarens always up there. But as it stands, the top 3 are Hendo, Perks, and Edmo, so Edmo's lost out massively there, and Bottas has a 3-second time penalty for exceeding track limits. As Pajala goes very wide there and nearly ran. Oh, and there's some slight contact there. Oh, that could be it for Pajala. He resets the track, which is a big no-no. But unfortunately, he has no front wing. So he's got to go around that whole lap. It's going to be a Kvyat in Eiffel 2020 all over again, where Albon took out his front wing and left poor Kvyat running for a whole lap without a front wing. Of course, I believe Kvyat actually ended up retiring from that race. I might be wrong, but please correct me if I'm wrong. As War Machine pits pretty early on, he gets a 5-second penalty for speeding in pit lane. You see, the thing is that what I do with pit lane, when I go into the pit lane, is that I'm often super slow diving in. I'm often slower than the limit going in, obviously, and I'll turn on the limiter when I'm under, so then it just glides me back up. The AMG Bottas has another penalty. He's accumulating a lot of penalties, but he's shown a lot of pace. Already up into P7 in 4 laps. He's gained 10 positions. And the way he's going, if he keeps this up, he'll be in the lead by lap 8. Of course, it's easy to get past through people who are going into pits and crashing out. It's going to be harder to keep up to the guys up in front who are consistently keeping it on track. So see a yellow flag between the 2 Ferraris, I think. rather interesting. I didn't see anything go on there, but maybe Salty was just being a bit slow and just letting him through. As we see a position swap between Pajala and Edmo, but Edmo, I believe he pit actually, as poor Pajala currently running without a front wing. We're going to check the tyre age. Yeah, Edmo's on a fresh set of mediums, so it is what it is. Currently Hendo leading by 1.2 seconds. We are going through the first wave of pit stops. It's given the 25% format, you obviously only do one stop, so it's a little bit, it's kind of open season when you want to gauge it and when you want to change your tyres. If you're feeling comfortable with those softs, you've got to find the right point to pit, because if you stay out for too long, you're going to lose too much pace to the mediums. But if you go in too early, you might get overcut, sorry. As Edmo and Mad Dog swap positions for P9 and P10 respectively. Mad Dog is ghosted right now though. Although he's back. Oh no, still ghosted, never mind. The gap between Hendo and Perks is under a second now. So Perks has definitely gained pace on Hendo. Hendo currently leading the race as he has since roughly lap 3. Still yet to pit. Perks is on the medium tyre and is actually catching up to Hendo, so that's very impressive work there from Perks to keep Hendo under threat there, as Perks gains more time, and now within 0.6 of a second, now 0.5, even less now with DRS. He is flying through this last part of the track. It's now going to be within about 0.2 of a second. We're going to go back on board with Perks here. They're very close to each other, wheel to front wing. Perks goes a little wide, but still manages to keep it within 0.2 of a second. He might get past in this braking zone. We're going to find out. Perks gets ahead. Does he keep it? Yes, he does. Sticks it on the inside line, keeps ahead of Hendo. Hendo goes wide. Hendo has no response. Perks sails away into the lead. We now have a yellow flag in Sector 2. It is a Haas. It is not Greeny. It is on a Bird. Don't know what happened there, but he spun. And Edmo sets the fastest lap on the medium tyres of a 1:25.2. So Edmo's on a mission there, who's absolutely flying right now. And plenty of cars in front of him haven't pitted either. Got Stroker Race who hasn't pitted. He's very slow for some reason. Very slow. Edmo's already caught up by about a second and a bit. AMG Hamilton on the medium tyres. Greeny on the medium tyres. Bremer on the medium tyres. It's a boy here also on the medium tyres. I believe the only soft runner might be JDM. JDM is on the reds. And so is Hendo. So the second and third are running on softs and their positions are quite vulnerable. But Hendo is keeping Perks honest here, keeping him within his DRS range. And this wonderful in-game camera, I mean, that's a fantastic view. I don't think they did that in the actual F1. Oh, I think they did. Because I remember Roman Grosjean running off that runoff area there. But Hendo stays out for another lap. So that's rather interesting. Does JDM dive in? No, JDM also stays out. We've got a yellow flag. We've got Stroker Race retiring from session. That could be a safety car. He spun in the hell corner. Yeah, it is a safety car. And Stroker Race has unfortunately retired from the race from spinning off what I assume was spinning off there. So that's helped Edmo considerably, considering he's on fresher softs. But AMG Hamilton and Greeny also benefit quite a bit from this as well. They just get a free pit stop. As it further pains Hendo and JDM going long on the soft tyre. They really need to pit, I'd say. To limit damage control, they are at risk of losing a lot of positions as it stands anyways. Edmo goes into P6 off the back of just basically undercutting everyone. He's undercut everyone splendidly, if I say so myself, as the safety car peels off to the left side to prevent cars from crashing into it, although we have had people crash into the safety car before. Fun fact. As Hendo has gained a 10-second time penalty for corner cutting for some reason. Don't know what he's doing there, but he's absolutely sent it and gained a 10-second time penalty. Yeah, I don't know what's going on there, but he's just accumulated roughly 20 seconds of penalties there from cutting the corner and getting ahead of Perks. Maybe he thinks doing all these rule violations is going to benefit him in pit stops, as we see Renga Killer getting ahead of the two Williams, who are double stacking. Or who were double stacking, as it seems. As we see War Machine's front wing and the penalty being served. But also front wing needs to be replaced. As Hendo now gets another penalty for speeding in pit lane. So I think he has something like 25 seconds of penalties now. So all that, he's going to have to serve at least 5 seconds of that. Yeah, he's going to serve like 5 seconds of that. As we see JDM sail away in front of him. So Hendo's just lost a boatload of positions there. It's your boy here, gets into P3 on the soft tyres. See Perks comfortably leading the pack right now. JDM comes out in P2. And AMG Hamilton gains a place from Bremer pitting. We're going to see Greeny gain also from Bremer pitting. Urban Growth still in the points after his spin earlier on, which put him out of it. He's now comfortably gotten himself back in there. So while the safety car is going on, we're probably going to see it in within this lap or the next lap. Difficult to say considering how much traffic's still out and about. We might see it in, but yeah, as I said, too difficult to determine. Just don't know with this game sometimes. Although Kahoot gets it right more often than not. Okay, so we're still under the safety car. It's your boy here, has been given an open net to take P1. Hendo's effectively been ruled out of points with his obscene number of penalties, although we're getting a lot of lag actually. So, or maybe it's Edmo lagging. Oh, I don't know what happened there, but Hendo now has an even bigger penalty for colliding with its your boy here. That Edmo and Hendo are both lagging like crazy. Safety car is in this lap. So we've got cars backing themselves up very far, which is not the way you handle safety car restarts, you clowns. And Mad Dog has rejoined the session, so he has rejoined back. He's in PA currently. He thought he might have had a bit of lag there, but a lot of penalties shared between everyone. And that's basically the safety car restarts in a nutshell. You got to give each other room, and you can't be a Max Verstappen and bunch each other up super close because you do get unfair penalties. As It's Your Boy here and JDM are alongside each other at the safety car restart. We're going to see It's Your Boy here potentially make a move for the lead here. We've got yellow flags in every sector apparently. The game still can't count or handle safety car periods. As It's Your Boy here makes a dive into the lead, runs into the grass a little bit. We're going to come back out and we're going to see a McLaren in the wall. I believe that was Perks. Actually, that could have been both McLarens. Or that could have been lag. I don't know, but the McLarens had a moment there. And Hendo and JDM exchange positions once again. Got a yellow flag in Sector 1. Not sure what for, but we've got the Williams and the Haas of RNG Salty, oh sorry, William, I'm a Bird and War Machine very far back, as we've got Hunter Hardwidge losing a lot of positions. He has no front wing once again. Pajala takes P13 from that, and we have Mad Dog, who's greyed out again, currently running P11. He's just lost 2 places there from him disconnecting and having internet issues, it seems. So we see AMG Hamilton running at the last points paying position. The McLaren's lost a lot on that restart. They are still running in the points, as Mad Dog apparently sets a fastest lap of 4.3 seconds, apparently. And the timing board has completely shat the bed. Endo trying to get DQ'd. I think he is trying to get DQ'd, if I'm going to be honest, but it's not really working because he's still running. There you go, fastest lap's now properly updated, with Perks taking a 1:26.3, which I believe is actually incorrect, given I think a 1:25.2 was done by Edmo earlier on in this race, as AMG Hamilton retires from the session. Don't know what happened there, but the Alpine, the sole running Alpine, has retired somewhere. We don't know if a safety car has been called yet, but we're going to have a quick look through I'm a Bird's perspective and see what happened. He's gone past. I think AMG Hamilton's just simply opted to retire in the pit lane, as we have Bottas spinning. So he's lost a couple positions from that. Pajala likely going to benefit from that and gain another position. We're going to go back on board with Pajala. You can join off me, Flunky, by the way. You can join off me. I'll send you an invite anyway, but you can join off me. Obviously, you have my gamer tag on here. I'm online. Should be online anyway. AMG Bottas nearly loses it there. I'm going to quickly pause the game to see if I'm online. I am online. And does Pajala make the move on AMG Bottas? He looks at it, and he does. They give each other just enough room, and Pajala makes a really nice move into P8 there. And we'll see Edmo further up the field, 6.7 seconds ahead now, threatening the rear end of Urban Growth, who goes very far out, and Perks now gets fastest lap once again, as we see another yellow flag as AMG Bottas retires from the session. I'm going to go with I'm a Bird real quick just to see what happened with AMG Bottas, but it appears that he ran into the runoff and just opted to retire. Yeah, he's opted to retire off track. So we have Hendo down in P14, Hardwidge down in P15. It's a boy here currently leading, but 2/10 behind him is Bremer. So Bremer out of nowhere has just gotten himself up into the podium places, and Greeny has done a solid effort there to get into P3. Flunky has joined the session. He'll be joining us in the next race. I think he'll be given a random car, but we will be returning to lobby anyway, as It's a boy here goes a bit wide, but we do have a virtual safety car off the back of AMG Bottas' retirement, as Greeny gets very close. In fact, the top 4, top 5 now, 6 and 7, all get very close to each other for no particular reason other than to hold each other up, as Bremer gets ahead of It's Your Boy here, and he has a penalty over his head, which does very much, and he's just gotten another one, so it's very much put his podium even in question, as we've still got a virtual safety car. I suspect he backed off to get a massive delta so he could go pretty quick. But yeah, Mad Dog has unfortunately lagged out of the session, but is still running in the points. So decent effort there, although Rango Killer is in the midst there. DRS has been enabled. We have a yellow flag in every sector, but it's eventually cleared itself up. Bremer now has a 1.5 second advantage with 3 laps to go. It likely won't be enough to keep his podium place, as Greeny and Perks battle out for the last podium place. Perks goes to have a look. Does he make the dive? He does make the dive. Into turn 1 he goes and gets past Greeny wonderfully going into turn 2. Further back of field we have Urban Growth and Edmo fighting, although Edmo nearly loses the rear there. Edmo enables DRS, doesn't have the gap, isn't close enough to make a dive on Urban Growth, and Pajala running comfortably in P8 with Mad Dog not too far behind him. Rango Killer's lost a lot of ground though in the fight for P9 against Mad Dog, and runs just a little bit wide. He's on the hard tyre, fascinatingly enough. Something no one else has done, I'm pretty sure. We have the top 4 all on the soft tyre. As Rapid Hendo retires from the session in P14. And I reckon he'll keep that P14, or he might not with the obscene number of penalties he has. It's a massive shame because he had a front row start, he led the race, and he's now going to retire after gaining an obscene level of penalties. So We have Perks and It's Your Boy here making moves on each other. Does Perks make the dive? They're side by side going into the corner. They just neck and neck, these two. But Perks gets the job done. They were banging wheels for a brief second there. That was a very, very Roman Gladiator style battle there. As Edmo retired from the session, fascinatingly enough. So I don't know what he's retired for, but Perks sets the fastest lap of the race. Has Hendo crashed out, or has he just opted to retire? No, he's damaged his front wing and has just opted to retire from the race, as Hardwidge has unfortunately gained 3 seconds of penalty. He's trying to get ahead of War Machine. We might see a late pass here. P11. War Machine defends quite well, actually, going into that corner. But Hardwidge has DRS going into the next 2 corners. Bremer has a comfortable gap over Perks, possibly the largest we've seen all race, as Hardwidge and War Machine do eventually exchange positions. Urban Growth pits from P10, but I believe he has the gap to stay in P10, and if not, he has the pace. I'm a Bird currently running P9 after all that. No, Urban Growth does fall behind Hunter Hardwidge. So Urban Growth's got a lap to catch back up and get himself back into the points, although the penalties might serve him favours there. Pajala's comfortably running in P6, but with Mad Dog looming behind him in DRS, it might not be a secure P6 for Rapid Pajala. P5, we've got Dr. JDM comfortably sitting there. Gap's about 5.5 seconds between him and Rapid Pajala further back, although that is sharply decreasing off the back of what was likely a awful turn 11 and 12. It's all too common to do that. The battle for the top 4, the battle for the podium places just keeps raging on. We've got 1 lap to go. Bremer still leads from it. Perks, and It's Your Boy here. Those are your podium places as it stands. Perks sets another fastest lap of this race with the 1:26.4, so he's absolutely not content with leaving the victory on countback thanks to penalties. He wants to get that P1 on track. Let's see what he can do. He's got a good chunk of this track left. He's got about 75% of this track left to try and make a move. It's Your Boy here and Greeny, looking a bit close there before. But further back, I feel we're not seeing many other battles make shape. Everyone's pretty separated from each other. The closest battle, as Greeny spins on the final lap. JDM gains P4 from that, although it looks like... No, Greeny has front wing damage. So Greeny's going to be nursing a wounded car back home. The new Div 3 champion has crashed out, but is still going with minor front wing damage. So lots happened this race. Very dramatic race. And unfortunately, the person who crosses the line in first will not be our winner due to penalties. As the 2 cars behind him have maintained a very, very good effort there to keep clean on this technical tight streets of Melbourne. Let's see Bremer and Perks further back. Let's see what Bremer can do. Bremer, could he keep in a podium place at least for his solid efforts there? I'm going to find out. His car is filthy from going off track. To cross the start-finish line for the last time. The winner is Perks. Perks won. I think Bremer will lose P3 even. The way he's going. Yeah, he's lost P3. Will he keep it P4? Will he keep P3? He will keep P3. As Pajala takes P5. Oh, he takes P4, Pajala. What does Greeny get? Greeny gets P6. Rango Killer crossing the line now. In P7. Mad Dog further back of field. It's about to cross the start-finish line. I'm a bird not far behind him, and Hardwidge has just spun off into the wall, and Hardwidge is DNF'd on the last corner. That is horrible luck from Hunter Hardwidge to DNF on the last corner on the last lap. And Mad Dog and I'm a Bird score points from all that. So Urban Growth will score a solitary point. He might score a bit more off the back of penalties. As it stands, your top 10 are Perks, It's Your Boy here, and Bremer. That's your podium. Further back of field, you've got Pajala, JDM, Greeny, Rango Killer, Mad Dog, I'm a Bird, and Urban Growth. Those are your top 10. So we're now waiting for War Machine and Salty to finish this race. We've had 12 finishes in this race. Congratulations to Perks, It's Your Boy here, and Bremer for rounding out the podium in Australia. Marvellous effort there to keep it clean between those 3. As my bedroom light just falls off my desk. In completely unrelated matters, now my light's been thrown off. Now my light's thrown off. That's okay. Now I'm going to wait for RNG Salty to cross the line. He's damaged his car. I believe he is wanting to damage. He's just wanting to terminally DNF before he crosses the line. There are no interviews, no Bremer. I mean, I guess I probably will do interviews for combined points as it stands. So basically, if Perks gets on the finish, he finishes first in this double header. He finishes first overall for this double header. If you get a second and a third, you'll likely be second or third, depending on who gets the third place. I'll probably do it based off that. As we see, the last of the finishers cross the line in dramatic fashion, destroying his car as he crosses the line. And he gets a nice shot of the crowd and the Melbourne logos there, as Pajala gets driver of the day, deservedly so. Qualified, I think, P14 or P15 and finished P4. Fantastic effort there from the resident Rapid Pajala. So there's your top four. Oh, apparently Pajala got a podium there. That didn't happen on my end. It was actually Bremer, but apparently Bremer got significant enough podiums to kick him out of the thing whatsoever. Well, Bremer got kicked out though. I'm not sure what happened there, but Bremer did get the podium on our end as he crossed the start-finish line, but apparently Pajala got the podium? I don't know. That is weird. JDM leaves the session. We've still got one more race to go. So I don't know what's happened there. But yeah, I think it's podium. I think you're podium, but again, it's not up to me to decide, unfortunately. Unfortunately, I cannot leave this session. I have to wait. I'm not keen on restarting the stream. AMG Bottas and Hamilton leave the session. Apparently I'm stuck. Unfortunately, I think I'm going to have to restart the stream. That's okay though, we have results from before the start finish, but I don't know what happened to Bremer. That was a weird occurrence there. So we'll pause, and we'll be right back with the final race in